What is up, fellow Pokemon trainers, and welcome back to another visit to the Halzari region as part of the Pokemon Bliss and Oblivion project, brought to you by PTE Creative. As always, I am your host, Evan Davies, and to these visits, you have a new Pokemon to meet, so let's go and meet that Pokemon. Today, you get the fine honor of meeting Illustrish. Illustrish, a brand new Pokemon based out of the Halzari region. You can tell it's kind of a weird, unique sort of vibe here with the color scheming and everything. It's a Pokemon that was inspired by my own travels, much like I always am. For those who haven't heard prior, the Halzari region is based off the US and a bit of Canada and Mexico as well, but the vast majority of the US is the basis to the Halzari region. And it's a place beyond the fact that I am an American citizen. I am a proud American citizen. Beyond that, what's really cool for me is the fact that I love traveling the US. I love traveling our country because it is like 10 different countries put into one with the amount of topography and geography changes that you can see just in the continental US. And ironically, right off the coast of California is how I got the inspiration for this Pokemon. It was, or really the reason behind why I drew it the way I did. And so I'm really excited to be sharing Illustrish with you guys today. So it's a very personal Pokemon to me. Illustrish is the Flying Illusion Pokemon with the ability Psychic Surge. So I'm going to come back to that, but keep that in mind. It has similar stats to that of an Aromatisse. So its HP is 95, but its speed stat is boosted, completely different than Aromatisse, with a speed stat of 105. Its attack is 43, its defense is 44, so you're not going to see a huge physical tank in terms of attack and defense. However, its special attack is 82, and its special defense is 101. So this is a very, very jumpy, defensive creature. It's not out to attack and intimidate. It can, but it's based off of defense, which is why its average stats, even though they're at 78.3, the speed stat and the special defense are the boosted stats here, giving it a total of 470. It is psychic and flying type. So although it is based off of a flying fish, there's no aquatic basis whatsoever. When it comes to this, from its Pokedex entry, an ancient oddity of the Red Rock regions of Halzari. This fish-like Pokemon floats through the desert in spinning corkscrew patterns. The ribbon strands on its body create illusory visions to those watching it. Hence the reason it has the ability Psychic Surge. When it comes out into play or into battle, Illustrish will create a weird domain. It will create a weird playing field to boost psychic attacks. That's the basis of the Psychic Surge ability. What's extremely cool, and if you pay very close attention to its artwork, so if I take you back here, if you look closely, you can see Illustrish is actually blurred a lot more than a lot of the Pokemon I've ever created. It was so blurry at one point I thought it was actually kind of tweaking me out. So I redid some of the line work to make sure that it was still a well-defined Pokemon for the art style. However, Illustrish has these very odd pink ribbons coming off of its tail and fins, so to speak. But no water is involved with this Pokemon whatsoever. It roams the desert and it's kind of spins in a corkscrew pattern. Now, if we go back to its Pokedex entry, I did not add this here because I wanted this to be a bit of it. But I've created other Pokemon, some of which have been unveiled on the channel before in the previous entries of my Fakemon region. However, we've kind of rebranded and did new things. Illustrish was not one of them. However, Illustrish is very closely tied to one of those Pokemon because Illustrish's psychic ability is used in ancient rituals from the Halzari region itself. So it's a way to commune to a weirder, different plane of existence using Illustrish's ability, because its psychic energy and the way it moves with said psychic energy creates illusionary effects for people. So you have to be a very skilled trainer to actually catch and train this Pokemon, because just due to its very nature, it moves in a very odd and confusing way. And that's a defense mechanism, because it's always concerned with two planes of existence, really, which is a very interesting thing to have at it. So you'll just see Illustrious in these weird, psychic, blurry kind of hazes, or it'll just create full on illusions as defense mechanisms using its psychic abilities if you are not careful, as a defense mechanism for itself. And it'll just be flying and floating in very odd patterns throughout the red rock and desert regions of Halzari. So it's a very cool, different kind of vibe, because although it looks like an aquatic, creature, it's not whatsoever. Its psychic ability is what allows it to do the things that it does. And as I said, this is a very personal Pokemon to me. I already wanted to work with the idea of a flying fish Pokemon. However, I was super inspired to really draw it that way and then beef it up a hair once I got to draw it digitally. After I went to the Channel Islands, which is the Channel Islands National Park, which is right off the coast of California. It's about, to get there, you have to go about an hour north of Los Angeles, hour and a half north, really once you get farming country. And then you take a boat, or you take the ferry, you can charter a boat, or you can charter a seaplane as well to get there. But what happens when you do this is the ferry takes about an hour or so, hour and change, depending on the way the weather is, to get to the Channel Islands. And this big ferry, you can just stand right on the front of it and just get splashed, and you'll be followed by these schools of dolphins, schools of porpoises. You'll see lots of schools of fish. If you're really, really lucky, which unfortunately I was not one of these people, you may even see a whale during your time, which is super cool. However, I was the only person out by myself because everyone said it was too cold, which I don't believe you have cold because I'm a crazy Wisconsinite. However, straight out of the water, just a flying fish came through, and I was amazed at how much it just kind of skimmed around, and it was this very uncanny thing where it just kept going. And not a lot of ground was raised or lowered. It just skimmed the top of the water. And it had clear definition between the water and itself, where there was clearly a space there, but it just kind of kept going. And it just gave me this, and we're kind of bouncing like this throughout the ferry. So it really made me understand how the movement had to be for this Pokemon, which is why it was so stressful in seeing about the movement, and which is why, if we go back to the artwork, it's got those ribbons to it. So it gives that very confusing pattern as it's moving in its corkscrew patterns, or as it's moving in its spinning patterns, because it can still make these effortless glides across space, just like a flying fish can coming out of the water. However, with that ribbon spinning and those ribbon effects, it's creating a lot of chaotic movement, because you're seeing these, it illustrates 5. There's actually 6, because you're not seeing the other side's whisker ribbon strand coming off. However, you're seeing these 6 pink, very deep pink strands all going in concurrent motion, but all somehow also moving independently of one another, really creating the psychic haze as you're seeing this Pokemon. So it was just such a cool experience I already had the idea where I wanted to go. I already drew a mock-up of it. However, I knew the way this had to be moving, because I actually got to personally interact and see something out in a personal journey. Which also, Channel Islands, I will be sharing a lot of future episode of the Oneta Adventure Show, which check that out if you're interested. However, that's really what inspired this. You got to use the things in your life, the things that you do in your life to inspire your artwork. Even if it's just floating off into fantasy land, what's up in your head, that's tool. It's awesome. Use it to your advantage. But sometimes use exactly what's around you in the moment to be inspired. That's what I love doing with this artwork, and that's why I love sharing it with everybody here online. And as I share my artwork, I gotta say, trying really hard to make sure it goes forward, and if you could help me, that'd be great. You know how you can do that? Go to our Etsy shop. And go over to Etsy, I mean my Etsy shop, but nonetheless, it's force of habit because I work with so many wonderful people over at PT Creative to make this channel possible. But ptcreative.etsy.com. If you're that Pokemon fan, which I would assume you are if you're this deep into a Pokemon video, we got all kinds of cool shirts. We got Pokemon mystery packs, which are made. I make those. I stuff them with extra Pokemon cards, more so than you'd ever get in a normal Pokemon card pack. So go check out those mystery packs. We got hoodies, we got zip-up hoodies, we got t-shirts, we got hats, we got stickers, all kinds of cool stuff. We got other fictional properties like Power Rangers and Hogwarts castles from Harry Potter and all kinds of cool stuff. Get those national park vibes going with our national park stickers. We'll have more coming soon. You hate to see it line. Proud Wisconsin. I got Wisconsin things, and I got plenty of football stuff to go with the Oneta football show. So there's a lot of cool stuff over at our Etsy shop. You love the legendary birds as a Pokemon fan, go get the Bird Keeper line. You love Kanto, go get the Kanto's Home sticker, the Kanto's Home shirt. You love this new Bug Catcher line, which is totally rad. You should go check it out. And as of recording this video, as of the release of this video, there is a new, brand spanking new Pokemon line over at PTE Creative based off of the Johto region, my personal favorite region. So go check out the Johto stuff, go check out the rest of our Pokemon stuff, or any of our merch, frankly. It's all artwork that I've done, I'm very proud of. I'm so happy to share it with all of you, so hopefully, fingers crossed, go buy some. Because it's really cool merch. It's going to enrich your life, so go do that. If you want some more enrichment into our lives, you like our content, go check out our other content. So, Mondays, you're going to get more Pokemon. You're going to get those Pokemon card pack openings in short form and long form as many times as we possibly can. Tuesday, it's the Oneta show. It's the flagship show where we're going to talk anything. We've talked Pokemon before. We talk a lot of Smash Bros, a lot of gaming, movie reviews, all kinds of cool stuff. It's just whatever we want to talk about, we get to talk about on a rotating basis on the Oneta show. Wednesday, you're already here. You already know it. You already love it. It's the Pokemon Bliss and Oblivion project here. Thursday, you're getting the Oneta football show covering pro and college football over here in the United States, the good old US of A. Check out the Oneta football show. And Friday, you're going to see the Oneta adventure show on a rotational basis with the Oneta Brick Builder show, adventure show. I'm showing off some of my own adventures, trying to inspire you to go out and get on the trail and adventure for yourself. The Oneta Brick Builder show, where we're building Lego sets, sharing those videos with you guys, having a lot of fun with them. And then we have the Pokemon card pack opening. Sometimes we Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Last week we did our first Lorcana pack opening, which is really fun and really cool. And it was just an enjoyable experience all the way around. And we got other cool stuff coming out on Fridays as well in our rotational slot on Fridays. But that'd be super helpful if you want to support us. If you want to support us even more, give this video a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Just please subscribe. It would be super cool if you could. If you ever go listen to one of our podcasts over on Spotify, leave us a review, even if you hate it. I want to know why. Let me know. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok for other cool stuff, and hit up that Etsy shop because it is super cool, and you're going to get cool merch for it. You'll support an artist like me. So go check that out. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I love sharing these Pokemon with you guys as they're super personal to me. So go check out some more cool stuff. I'll catch you next time on the next Wednesday visit.